Welcome back to Keep the Promise, where we talk about what it really takes to stay strong, steady, and resilient in a life of service. Today, we're wrapping up our 3-part series with retired FDNY Captain Rob Cefoli. And if you've been tracking with us so far, you already know this isn't just about fitness. It's about healing from the inside out. In this episode, we take it to the next level, how to harness those tremors, not just experience them, but guide them, direct them, and use them to release years of tension, trauma, and emotional weight. Rob shares how techniques similar to body awareness meditation are helping firefighters, retirees, and even kids tap into a powerful, natural recovery system. We talk about the chaos of life, parenting through adversity, and what it means to keep growing even after everything feels like it's falling apart. This one's about movement, mindfulness, and the kind of strength that you won't find in a gym. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Keep the Promise podcast, where we help build resilient and well-rounded firefighters.
Right? And then you learn it, you're comfortable with it. We show you all different ways to intervene, which is how to manipulate your tremor or entice it to travel through those areas of tension, right? So if it hits a wall, maybe we can do interventions and maybe make it shift a little bit further in the pelvis and up the body.
That's the part that has most of my attention, being able to sort of harness that energy and take it throughout your body. Because when you started explaining the warm-up, there was a meditation app that I used for just to fall asleep years ago. I forget, I forget. It wasn't Huberman. This was pre-Huberman days. I'm talking like 2009, 2010. But this dude, like I guess big in the meditation world, would have you basically take stock of your whole body. He's like, hey, feel your head, feel your jaw, relax it. Right. And going down and basically just feeling everything. And by the time that I would get to my hips, I'd be asleep, bro. Like I'm like, all right, I feel my fingers and like out, like dead to the world. And so I've always been fascinated by that ability to focus the energy and the thought into a place in my body. And now that you're telling me we can take that and harness it and almost pinpoint in a certain way the issues, that's appealing. Yeah, because the follow-up question that I had for you is that you've talked about your back, you've talked about your pec. Are you at this point now that you have these skills, are you going basically through and saying, all right, I had, neck issues, let's try to harness that energy and move it in that direction? Or does it come automatically? And what do you think the end state is going to be? Like, there's going to come a point that you go through your entire body pretty much, and for lack of a better term, you've shaken all that shit off. What next?
Well, the life goes on, right?
Right.
The shit doesn't end.
So I'm getting that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, life goes on, the shit doesn't end, right? So shit get out still. So it's a mitigation tool, right? So I use it to just keep myself from going up too far in that level. And multiple kids, and we're homeschooling, toddlers, basically like kindergarten age and under. And just every day is like craziness. 3 boys. It's like I said, pterodactyls, each other, monster trucks everywhere, emotional breakdown every 27 minutes, I would say, or less. Constantly, like everybody's hungry at different times. Just like you're trying to stabilize life and just be normal. Like I think just normalizing that, like life is chaotic. You need these tools to just continually manage yourself and not feel that way again, because it can easily come back over time. We're looking at chronic issues. So it's not going to fix you, quote unquote. It's just going to help mitigate a lot of this stuff. It may help you to reassess. Like when I train now, I train have different methods I use. I use a lot of things that we teach in my own personal life. Like less of that bro session type stuff, less of CrossFit type stuff, some of everything, but mainly a lot of just movement. Because now I'm 40, it's going to be 45 to 50 to 60. Like half of my time is mobility. Like 50% of the phone, I'm on that phone all the time. I'm constantly tight. And I'm like, how am I so tight if I just have TRE. I've done all this stuff. And I'm like, why am I so tight? And I'm like, well, because you go inside. It's like, I just want to go to the woods and be quiet. I take hikes with my kids. I just shut them up. Let's go for a 2-mile hike. And we all walk around and re-engage that way rather than sitting in a house with toys and everybody's like, we gotta get rid of everything in this house. Like, it's too much noise. My kids are getting anxiety. My wife's having anxiety. I think I have anxiety. So like, I'm trying to do all this breath work and this TRE and what do I do? It's just one day at a time because it doesn't end. And I just think that we have something that helps you to explore yourself more. It helps you to really kind of pull out what you love and like what your purpose is. I think my purpose for a long time has been training people. I was always into health, quote unquote, even though I was probably healthy guy, right? I've done a lot of damage to my body over the years with stupid shit that, was at the time, I didn't know any better, right? And I think you have to elevate your consciousness. You have to elevate your education on things and kind of say, okay, what's best for me as I move through life? Because it's like progression, it's like a flow chart, right? Like we're going from, all right, I worked 20 years in the service. Should I do another 20, do 40 and then just drop dead? What do I have? What is my give back? Because I felt I did a lot and we had a lot of good things happen, but I felt capped where I was. I felt like I could easily just stay there, be complacent. And I didn't want to be that to my guys. Felt that wasn't into it anymore. I was into this actually into maybe I'll travel. Like maybe I can go around and see different people and help because we put it in here. Our instructors are still here and we have it established here. And is that it? I just keep doing the same thing. The rat race. So I got promoted every 5 years. Like I was as much as I wanted to stay in one spot, I felt like that wasn't me. I needed to just continually evolve, continually to see what's next and just challenge myself. And it got outside the box a little bit. This is from nothing. We learned TRE, but it was like, okay, now what? Developed workshops. We added modalities. We became, we're working with people downtown and our legal team is doing it and our fire inspectors have done it and our EMS people have done it. Because we're not really siloed a little. So whatever we learned, we have to get out to the whole department. And every person deals with shit. So it is a human mechanism. It's not just a first responder mechanism and just around the world. It's just in general have this ability to shake out things that affect their bodies through fight or flight, through the sympathetic response. And once people know about it and they're into their health, which a lot of first responders work out and they try to keep themselves, it's part of your job. You have to do that. Not everybody does. And those have more issues. They have structural issues and musculoskeletal injury issues and, cardiovascular issues. We die and want to do deaths or heart attacks. They're heart attacks, cancer, suicide, drinking yourself into a hole, losing your family, getting divorced.
Real quick before we jump back in. Firefighters don't leave each other behind. We look out for our own. Right now, there's a firefighter out there, maybe a rookie, maybe a seasoned veteran, who needs this podcast. They need the lessons, the mindset, and the training tips. But they'll never get them unless you help them. Here's how you can help right now. On Apple Podcasts, tap the 5 stars, then scroll down and write just a few words about what the show has done for you. On Spotify, tap the 3 dots, select Rate Show, and drop your rating. It takes less than 60 seconds, it costs you nothing, and it helps one more firefighter get better, stronger, and more prepared. We look out for each other. This is one small way that you can pay it forward. All right, back to the show.
Just issues with your kids, relationship issues, intimacy issues. Hugging is a problem. Hugging is a problem. Was for a long time for me. And my kids actually, my son loves to give hugs to me. Always give hugs to me. Come to guys, you want a hug? Come on, come in, and I'll get them. Because something like that connection is a human connection. You have to go past the bravado and you need to say, listen, we're all freaking humans on this planet trying to feel better. We're trying to do the right thing, raise good kids and be assets in the world. And I want my kids to be assets. The younger generation to come into the service better. I want our guys to be better and our retirees initially was the idea, like, get to our retirees from this. Let's get a nonprofit. We'll get workshops for our retirees. Of course, time I spoke on this, I went to like 120 guys in Long Island, guys probably 50 to 80 to 90, drinking beers. Well, here's Rob Cefoli. And they just gave me the microphone. And I'm like, nobody knows anything about what I'm there. And I just explained to them that we were doing some things with trauma and recovery and the body and, you know, how we disconnected and the residue with our families and what void that you have when you retire. And, you know, maybe like, you know, you're here because you need that connection. So you lost your kitchen table, you lost your team, you lost your guys, you retired, or you flit out of work. And now you're like, what am I doing here? I was a firefighter for 30 years where I was on the job and this is my life. So I realized over the last year that my identity wasn't Captain Rob Cefoli. I was captain and I need to find out who I am, what my purpose on this earth is. I think if everyone just did that, we'd be a lot happier. But we can't because we're blocked. You just we go through the motions. You're in the service of first response. You're there for a reason. You're there to help people. Ultimately, you're a cop, fireman, military, or EMS, hospitals, nurses. Everybody does things and takes from them because they have to give themselves to that profession. Like you're losing part of yourself, but you're dealing with those people, you're dealing with those incidents and the compassion fatigue and the trauma and just the family members and just like the deaths and the burden and the funerals. And it could be a lot on one person. And then you come home, there was a nurse, she's like, I come home, I talk to people all day. I just deal with people all day. I just go to home and silence because you now are home and you just can't chill out to be present, to play the video game with your kid or to build the magnetile structure because you got a million things in your brain and you just chill. And I think that if we could just chill out a little bit, we can all be better. We kind of redefine ourselves a little bit, come together as a community of people that want healing. We call it healing workshops because you come out of there feeling good. You have some good tools that you learn, something very new, very strange. But if you practice it over time, it gets better. Like people that come back and we do some Zooms and stuff like that to finish the TRE we're training. But they have, I tried it twice since the last time we did it. And we got up to my chest and now my arms are going. It's like, it's the craziest thing. And I'm like, just keep going. Right. Cause it's like, you're a new person every time you shake. Basically, you shake out that stuff. You basically reintegrate to your body. So when you get off the floor, you feel looser. You're going to walk different. You're going to interact with people different because you feel better. If I felt like shit went back, was telling me I was a miserable fuck. I was just like, the fuck wings for me. Just sitting in pain, can't get up, holding my breath to get out of a chair. I'm the director of fitness for the largest department in the world. I can't even squat to a box. Are you kidding me? I quitting. That was where I was at. And I was like, this came at the right time for me. I think it had to happen. I honestly, everything you go through is, you look back, well, that happened because of this. And this is the reason why I'm here. Yeah, you have to go through bad stuff to learn, and overcome. And then now, years later, I can talk about all the crap. Honestly, and just say, you know what? I'm not perfect. I fucked myself up more than anything else. I made so many mistakes, but there probably was reasons why I was acting that way and that I didn't know about it. And if I knew how to handle it then, maybe I would have done things differently. And then maybe I would have my life is great right now. I think great kids. I have a great wife. I have great purpose. I have great people around me. And I think that it had to transform this way. And now we're able to go out. We're able to get on a plane, show up somewhere with like 15 to 20 people that are really excited to learn something that's going to help them because now they see some of their testimonials. We had to start telling people from nothing. Now we can show other people. Look at everybody else, not me. We had to build it that way. We have the testimonies of people that are giving them to us because they know it'll help somebody else. And I love it. I think it's really interesting work. I think it's it's hard because I don't know really how to build it out to a capacity that I know it could be. It's going to be big. I've been told tens of people that this is fans because they feel it and they see what the friend they brought to the session and they go, this. And everybody's amped up at that and they want to explore and want to look at, hey, does this work with other stuff? Like if I did some supplementation where I did, if I worked out first, I'm like, you can do it however you like. That's the beauty of it. It's like, it's your tool. You have to put it into your life how you see fit. And if you want to do it, in the morning, it will relax you too much. Maybe do it at night because it helps you sleep, or maybe do it after you work out. So it helps you down-regulate the system and helps you loosen up, like you would do a yoga session or something like that. So yeah, however you like to do it. But these other tools that we put together make a great experience for everyone that attends. We have great feedback, like 100% 5-star rating so far.
Is this Fire Tribe?
Yeah, this is just, us doing our thing. And, it was a parallel mission because we had what we were doing for the job. And then we had, what about our retirees? I was like, what do we do with them? They probably need more than anybody else. They've gone. They didn't learn the nutrition. They weren't taught all the things we're teaching these kids early on in the academy. They didn't have all the online resources that an app. They don't know how to use football. Let's try to bring them back. And that's the hardest nut to crack. That's the hardest nut to crack because they might be just too far out there in their own world. But when we speak on it, we get a lot of head nods. Went to that retiree meeting. People came up to me on the break. They're like, that sounds great. Where can I learn more? His emails, and that was like the first thing. Then we got into the peer support group. We got into our World Trade Center nurses. We did a session with them. They were like, this is insane. So we still have to follow up with all these people again and keep them in the loop. And so if we just stopped, if I just said, I'm going to do it for myself and I'm just going to feel better. Can't do that. When you have something that's really good and it's going to help, basically everyone you see so far has gotten help from it, then basically in my book, everybody can do it and everybody should, because if you're suffering anyway, any stress in your life, it's just something you don't know about yet. Been around the world, it hasn't been here. It hasn't been in our community. And I think coming from us, it's not coming from the outside world. It's coming from us. We've translated it from Dr. Cefoli and TRE trainers, and they, like that back and forth of like how we're going to work this up. Just let us do it. Because I think we're smart enough to put it together in a way where we can all understand it for ourselves and our community. And any way else, it doesn't work at this point. They would have worked. These trainers would have had every department doing it and whatever. They haven't. So I think it took time for us to get in front of it. Took some hardship to feel that we had something that we had to try. And then once we tried it and then had that profound response I had, I was like blown away. I really didn't get it really for months, to be honest. I really was like, I don't know. How do I get this funding? What am I writing for this? Like, how do I explain it to the FDNY Foundation so they can give us some funds for the certifications for this guy to come? Like, how do we do this? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. It took me months and months. And once I had out the breakthrough, I said, you know what? This is just fantastic. Like, I don't get it still, but fucking great. I feel awesome. So it was a turning point for me. And then after that, it's been like just better and better and better. My wife does it. She, to help with her anxiety. But also now she's opening up the training and doing some other foam rolling and like getting these little things in. 5 years of 3 babies and some postpartum stuff and some emergency surgeries and stuff like that. I'm like, babe, you went through a lot in 5 years. And we also have dealt with my daughter back and forth and legal stuff with my ex and like all that type of stuff that you have, worst case, business issues and stuff like that. On top of, I'm never home and you're always alone. So we're kind of like just regrouping right now. And it's only been 6 weeks, but we made a lot of progress, but I've seen changes in my wife. My daughter, I introduced to my daughter, who is on the spectrum, high functioning. And she has a lot of anxiety. And again, ripped apart two homes. I see it. And I introduced it to her a little slowly. And she was at first crying every session. We didn't even get almost to the point we didn't get to the tremors yet. It was just the warm-up series. And one day we were here and she cried for an hour and I just sat with her because I realized I shouldn't say stop crying, which should be my initial reaction back in the day. I went and said, you know what? That's just your diaphragm, baby. I'm here with you. You want to cry now? That's what we got to do. Let's do that. And we got to the point where she actually did a 10-minute session of TRE without crying. And then we were all on the side and like chilled out and then go into the chaos again. And I go, this is a tool, baby. When I see you like riled up all the time, Either we got to work out, we got to walk, got to decompress, but she does art, or we got to come in here and we're going to shake. And every so often now, I'll get her to shake with me. It's all good. Like, she's gotten past that initial, like, it was surface, like, her body and her muscles are so tight. She has toe walking, all like the stim she has, but her like calves are tight. And like, she's like, if you just foam roll, like I know, like, if you just work, stretch and work, foam roll or do TRE, you probably would feel a lot. I see your body and I see you come here from, you're at your own room with your mom, and then you're here with 3 maniacs. Like, you know, my son's 15 months and he wants to be with the big boys. He's and they're yelling about stuff. I want to go hard with her, you know, like, I just want your room and draw because, you know, I get it. Trust me. And it took me a few months to figure out that it was that transition super hard, because again, we go from like somebody who doesn't have that 10,000 runs a year or like 100 flyers. They go like at one major run. That's like coming here to chaos, the circus, the Foley circus, I call it. It's like you come in, it's like, we just get it done. I don't know how to do it. They work. All right. Everybody gets in bed. We're feeding the kids. Like everybody's bathed. Like, you know, they got a little homeschool done. They play time, they work out time, and then they'll pass out. And it's like again and again. I can see how it affects children on 12 and older can access this mechanism. So with my high school athletes, it's something I'm looking to incorporate into the school as a recovery tool for them. And imagine that the adults that would come out of lessons like this from high school.
Yeah.
And how crazy it is that I got involved with the school and with my daughter's issues. And I'm looking at it from that. I'm looking at the academy. If I backtrack to about 13, 14 or 15-year-old kids, and we can start putting them on foam rolls, and we can start teaching them how to do calisthenics, and we can start teaching them nutrition, which should be in school, by the way. It should be PT. It shouldn't be like gym. Go walk around walk a lap at your phone. It should be like, we're getting changed and we're working out, because the 30-minute workout would help them feel better. Let them know how to manage their body, build some confidence like they used to do when they used to go back in the day and see worked out. And, you probably would have a better society going forward. And you have more people that have more resiliency, more tools in their toolbox, able to have accountability and responsibility, get up on time and meal plan, and, you know, get their workouts done and have their selves as a priority rather than being so on outside themselves. That's playing games online, everybody in the world, but they can't, you know, do a push-up. 16 years old, trying to play high school lacrosse. You're going to suck and you're going to get hurt. And wouldn't you want to win? Don't you want to feel great? Summer's coming, boys. I'm 45. Why am I still going? Because I'm showing you the future if you do it right. And that's where I know this is all headed to, and it's all connected, because all these lessons that we're learning for even our first responders, it matters for children. My sons are 5, 3, and 1. They come to the gym all the time. Because they're 15 push-ups. He did 59 squats all day. It's been count 50. Up and down. And I'm like, that's a proud dad moment, you know? And I'm like, I don't want to be like, hey, why can't you do this? Because you're 5 years old, man. This kid like knows about protein, and he's into himself. He wants to be a ninja. He wants to be kids he loves. He wants to be a ninja warrior. And he wants to be the fastest kid. Like, that's what I want for our adults. But if you never learn that until you're 25 when you come to the fire academy, how are you going to handle the third alarm on arrival? People hang up. You're going to fall, man. So we have to build people, whether it be on the job, young, old, all our methods are into the human elements we can now train on, and we can input into school systems, and we can input into first responder communities, into corporate world, stress management, body awareness, breathing, somatic therapies, right? Nutrition, sleep. Let's look at that first before we go to the pills and the bottles and the therapist and everything else on the Godson that everybody's trying to sell. Say, listen, we're here to share what we learned. We have the background. We're trainers. Now, I can't believe it's over 20 years. Like, I've been working with people. It's crazy to think about, you know? And every time I work with somebody, I know that the root of all their issues comes from emotions. A lack thereof, trauma, an issue, breakup, a death, an abuse, and they have weight issues and self imaging issues and they just don't have the skill sets to manage themselves. But so it's all those things that happen. And you probably say, hey, help me work out and lose weight. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. And in these sessions, like, I got to fire my therapist because you're better than them. I'm like, well, not only do you feel better because you've been training now, you got some of that in your body. We're having conversations of why, methods and habits. And like, why do you do that all the time? You know, what's the block? It's like, well, I had a client said her husband died tragically and has so like, she was all over the place. I was trying to bring her in, grounding, right? Be grounded here. Like, how do you get over that trauma? Like, I didn't know the tool then. I would teach it to every single person. I'm literally telling every single person about this because it's useful for everyone as a basis. And then, hey, how about you try this? How about we look at your meals? What are you eating? My neighbor's down almost 100 pounds. All I did was just talk to him. Wow. 6 months. Nutrition, macros, a workout normal. Let's look at that. Let's not starve ourselves. Go do 1 million hours of cardio and try to lose it again this way we've always done. Because A, you're going to feel terrible. B, you're going to be addicted. Right? So let's show you how to do it the right way, how to live with purpose, how to live with the skill sets, and how to incorporate it so you teach your children. That's where I'm at. I'm at the point where I want to teach the next generation, and I keep going younger and younger. So I started with the academy. Now I'm in high school and I'm in with toddlers. So at some point, all these matter because it's a chain of events of how I see society going. And I think there's a lot of people out there that in the last couple of years, things have gone sideways and we've seen a lot of crazy shit out there. But let's get back to basics. Like, how are we going to be a good society? And I was talking about Jack LaLanne last night with my family, and his vision was that if America was healthier, the people, the country is better. And I believe that. I think everyone feels better, energy's up, they're more productive, better at home, they're not as crotchety all the time, right? And that's usually a lot of deficiencies in the body. So are we missing nutrition? Are we not putting the good stuff in to get good stuff out? Are we just like avoid of that right now? Probably, most likely, right? Supplement industry's crazy. Well, let's just get back to basics. Good wholesome food, good rest, good training, good methods and skills, and keep it simple. And every day, you just try to make progress and see what you're supposed to be doing here. We all go blind through the world, like just doing our job and going home and just doing the basic stuff. TV's off in my house most of the time. I'm not getting caught up in a lot of crap. I have certain priorities every day that I try to make sure I hit. If I don't hit them all, I'm okay with that. But for the most part, I want them to be taught to my kids because when I didn't know half this stuff. I mean, when I was a high school athlete, I wish I learned how to be faster. I wish I learned about plyometrics and nutrition. And I was put in a weight room and like squat, bench, do the arm curls. Don't do the running program. Come to a camp and try to be the fastest guy on the field. And you can't because you put the time, you need to put the work in. So I feel like when I looked at all the people we trained for first responders and firefighters, a lot of them were great, and a lot of them were missing the basic structure and like the basic tool sets to do this job well. Not just even be a human, right? Never mind be a firefighter. So I said, we gotta get them earlier. We gotta go. So we have pre-programs for the academy, and I'm like, that's too late. We gotta get earlier. Then I thought I'd go right down to my kids. I'm like, hey, that's too soon. Too little. Let's go in the middle. Let's look at high school. Maybe I should teach high school kids. I go to my high school. I speak at a seminar, full day. I get 8 periods of discussion about my life and high school, a few businesses. Like, I really like kids. I like high school kids. And then it just came out of my legal issues. A witness on my ex's list was my friend's wife. And I go, cool. Just a heads up. She might get called. And he goes, I'm like, what's up with you now? I'm not coaching over here now. I started this new program. You got to come help me. I go, what do you mean? He's like, it's a brand new team. First time these guys are across high school team. I'll put them all together. It's going to be the first season ever inaugural. You should do the strength and condition. I go, I love that idea. I get to like mold them and we can make a team out of this guys and make them athletic. And like, I got green of it. I got freedom. He's like, when are we starting? He goes, December. I go, perfect timing. I'm retiring. I'm hungry by then. And we just hit the ground running. I started to work out with these kids like I would do in the fire academy. Have 20 kids in the gymnasium. I'm in the front. We're leading workouts. We're structuring nutrition. And I feel the love of that. And that's all donation. I just go in there. I'm 6 a.m. in the morning, 3 times a week now. I'm retired. I'm like, what are you guys doing? literally work out with these 15-year-olds and show them what's up and then teach them the little things, little by little, how to build the bodies, how to become athletes, how to work as a team. Right? Everything we've done, I had that history. I go, this is like, just like that. I go, this is perfect. So easy. But I had to have that experience to now bring it into these kids' lives. The parents are on board. They're doing it safely, learn how to push themselves without hurting themselves, learning about different types of training programs. TRE is coming for them. It's going to be put into there. So I just don't know when they're starting their season. So like that type of stuff I've gotten like out of what we've done here with TRE. It's just like a really weird chain of events that now unravels the purpose of your life. You can give back now even more. So that's where I'm at. Long answer though to whatever question.
I was going to say, we started with one question. The original plan, we had,
I'm sorry,
20 questions. And the first one took us down this phenomenal rabbit hole where we learned everything about your career. Do not apologize. Dude, this is what we're here for. I like I told you before, I'm a little bit jealous now that you guys are all going to Colorado to hang out with Sammy and I'm not invited because I need to get in on this TRE. I'm curious. Yes. You got me hooked. So I want to try it out.
We have to try it.
But listen, the one question I didn't, because you're going to come back and I want to talk about the emotional side and the empathy and that sort of, the eye color, like the eyes are the windows of the soul. And you notice in a lot of people within our world that the eyes carry a lot of heaviness. So I really want to delve into that, the empathy, the emotion side of things, but we're going on almost 2 hours here. But it's awesome. It's awesome. The one question that I have and the one that I didn't write down is more of a personal one. I want to know what it is, what failure it is that you cherish the most.
What's failure in my life? Like as a learning tool?
Yeah. Which one do you look back on and you go, yeah, I'm actually thankful for that one?
I would say that my first relationship was something I believed was a plan that I had learned from my parents, like a plan, something I thought was my ideas and it really wasn't. And I had a feeling that maybe I was being pressured or like I was in a time in my life where I really wanted it so bad that I wasn't going to see through it as well. Got into a relationship with a woman that at the time couldn't really relate to the feelings I had. Cause this is 2009, 10, 11. And then I had my daughter and we had issues with my daughter and I love my daughter to death. I think that's probably the reason why we were together. Cause her whole life is a learning lesson for me. I just regret how I was at that point, but I knew it had to happen that way now. If that makes sense, where I probably could have been better, but at the time, that wasn't the time for me to be better. That relationship wasn't meant to last. It was meant to bring my daughter into this world. At the time, I looked at it as a huge failure that I can't believe we got divorced. And no way in my life that parents never got divorced. Like, that's not a thing I ever thought would happen to me or a situation I'd ever be in. I never thought I'd have a child with some kind of learning disability or anything like that. I started to second guess everything about myself. Like, is it me? Was it all me? It can't be all me. It has to be both of us. And now I'm like, yeah, I wasn't there. It wasn't me. I honestly, well, now I'm still trying to figure myself. Because like, what do I really love? Like, at the time, I was just there doing something because that was what was put into my brain that had to get done at a certain point. When I'm like 20-something years old, I don't want to go out anymore. And this girl's like, I need to sit down. I need to get a house. I'm almost 30. Like, that plan is not a plan. That wasn't. It was something. Parents, go to college. You got to be better than us. Don't be a blue collar worker. Firefighter. I knew I didn't want to sit in an office, but I think that's something I failed at. I was a failure at that marriage. Failed as making it work and sticking it out. But as I look back, I realized it wasn't all me. And I realized if it was totally, if I was full on my full self, I would have been a better person there to maybe avoid a lot of the pitfalls that I fell into. I think if I didn't have the issues with alcohol at the time, I would have been better. But as soon as you drink, in my eyes, like, especially liquor brings out a fucking asshole in me. Bad. Like really, like I was like cut you. And that I regret a lot. How I was allowing that to happen, but it was ingrained in me for years. It was at that point, 10, 15 years of binge drinking, from partying to fraternity life to traumatic event, PTSD, coping, where it was all the same. It was all good. It was all okay because we had fun.
Right.
We had a great time, but it's destruction of your body and doesn't allow your mind to kind of be there for you. And I think it also disconnects your body too. So like it just puts you in a depressive state, dehydrates you. It's poison, but it was so readily there. It was so readily accepted and pushed that it was so easy to just do it. And then you have days where you're fighting and you're like, you can't fucking feel nothing. And you're like, you know, if this isn't going to work, like I can't be, you know, divorced now. I'm roommating with my house, my daughter, business together, and all this shit's going, okay, it's fucked right now. And I don't know any way out of it. I think it's all me. And then I realized later on, most of it was me on my end, but then there's other shit on your end, you know, and that's okay. And we made a child that really taught me. I taught him on yesterday. I was like, you teach me things every day. But now I'm looking at you like, how am I going to make you into an asset in this world? You know, are you limited by a freaking diagnosis that was from when you were a kid? Or is it a system that you're in that it just makes it like more and more of like a crutch, right? Like the classes, the extra help, that's all great, but it's also a curse. But now you're coddling. In my home, my daughter's 13, gonna be 14. Like, you got to start getting your shit together. Like, you got to be able to like, you know, shopping and come back. Like, you need to be able to like, you have to be driving in 2-3 years. Like, can she do that? Now I'm worrying about all that shit. I'm like, man, I got to catch up here. And I wish that her mom and I were on the same page. And unfortunately, you know, that's what it is. I have to just control what I can control. And looking back, it probably was the best thing that could have happened. At the time, it's the worst thing. And since then, it's been draining my life here. Or experiences, and my relationship with my wife now, like the whole time we're together, we're dealing with that. You don't have a full, like, family, dynamic here. You have this other thing over your head constantly, decision making, scheduling, money, appearances, and like, now what? Lawsuit, get sued, like just crazy shit. And I'm just riding out. Now I'm at the point where I'm okay with it because I know the truth is absolute. And ultimately, you know, I've wanted to settle and move on for years. I was dragged through shit that I was persecuted. I was told I was abusive. I was told that I was starving my daughter because she wouldn't eat my food and couldn't have overnights and all this other shit. Like, this is all nonsense. And the court system allows it for years. So this is going sideways again. I'm sorry. But one of my failures, I think, was that, like, was not knowing who I was and then just going with the flow. And then you wind up in a life that, yes, good comes out of it, but also it was a horror show of a decade. And now I do feel relief. I feel transition. I feel like moving on finally. I've always said I wanted to move on. I've always loved to take the high road. Don't counterattack. Don't fucking say shit. I'm texting bullshit. I'm not arguing. I'm going to police stations. We're just existing, doing our schedule. I love my daughter. I'll try to interact as much as I can, but I really can't stand the interactions that we have. And it gives me anxiety, gives my wife a problem. So we avoid it. We address it when we have to. We minimize it and we put it into the box where it needs to be. And we parent my daughter when she's here the way that we should, but it's a conflict. So I feel like it's not going to be an ongoing issue, but it's one of the things that I wish that I knew how to help myself before everything went to shit. So even maybe the divorce would have been better, or, you know, maybe our relationship with my daughter would have been different. just to get we need to be more together with it, but we're not. It's unfortunate, but it is where we're at right now. So that's probably one of the biggest things in my life that affected me. And I look back on it as, I wish I would have did better, you know?
Well, buddy, you have been beyond candid, open about all of your life. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it. And I'm so thankful that I get a chance to help your story and push it out to people who hopefully are listening and will benefit and will take that chance on themselves and will make that effort to release that trauma and to be able to lead better lives. So Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. And I appreciate you having me on. I know it's been a while. And whoever's listening, I would just leave at this. Reach out. You know, we're online, firetribe.org. Emails there. We have social media, Instagram and Facebook as well. I'm on LinkedIn. The people that need to hear it will hear it. That's how I believe it. I think you just got to keep sharing it. The right people will come in front of this that are interested. We'll have those conversations, get those trials in. We'll get over to you. We'll have you do TRE. You know, we did Zooms. We had to do a Zoom session because people have to try it, right? They go, I really want to get this together, but I don't know what it's like you said. So we have to first experience what that is for our bodies. And then you can start going down that path. I think it's a system that we can teach a lot of different departments, a lot of different individuals. It's a resource that's available. It's easy. It's cheap. There are any equipment for it. But ultimately, there's so many more people out there that just are suffering. And I think that you're not knowing how bad they feel, but you don't know how good you can feel until you start feeling good. So when you start feeling good with the process, you start to just get more and more in tune with your body and like your decision making and stuff like that. And then you look back and you go, you know what? All that shit I dealt with, there's no other way that could have happened. Because there's a purpose and a path in your life that I used to try to control so much. I used to try to be in control of it so much. Again, controlling chaos, controlling this fire scene, controlling the manpower and everything else in the world and all, trying to handle it all. And ultimately you just have to just say, you know what, let go, let God. And I'm here for a reason. Let me find what my reason is, because I'm here to walk in that path to kind of carry a message, I think now. And that's where I've come up with. As weird as it is, I think I'm probably getting a little weirder as we go on in this, but it's a very spiritual thing for me. It's a calming thing for me. And it's a tool that it reprogrammed me a little bit. And it's continuing to do that because it's being supported by the response we're seeing. And if we weren't getting a response from people, we wouldn't be on having this conversation, you know. And my long-windedness sometimes is made fun of, but it also helps me to alleviate my burdens a little bit by sharing that. And honestly, I had to let go of that. Like, who cares what people think of me at this point? I really don't care anymore. So, and now that I'm retired, I think can be even more than before, because you're still under that, you know, you're under that hub of like, you have to be a certain way to represent your department, you know. And there's things that I can talk about, I won't, but you know, my perceptions of a lot of things have been altered over the last few years, and have been pronounced. There's been a pronounced improvement in how I feel and think about life and the world and people. And I really know, like, we're at a turning point in the world where there's a lot of fucking suffering, constant. It's like one thing after the fucking next. LA, fucking San Diego, people kill themselves, cops, firemen, everybody. Like, what the fuck is going on in the world? And I think we're just overwhelmed with so much shit that we get said that it's hard to just stop it and like figure out a better process for ourselves. So I hope that this message gets through, and the next people, your area, any area that see and hear this, we can have these conversations. I think that you're going to be a connector. I think that you're going to be someone who does TRE with myself, Joe. We'll set that up. Do a Zoom. I don't care. We do the person's always best. Always get the best results in person. That's why in-person workshops for us work well. Getting together with our community, we're in person, we're on the ground with you, we're in your socks, talking about your feelings, right? That's what we want. We want you guys to be immersed in this, to show the power of it, so you can go take it with you and into your communities. And that's really the main goal for us. So I do appreciate you having me.